Alright, Shalom, and welcome to another show of GMS Collage. First and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, who has allowed me to, teach this word, allowed me to take part in this truth, and allowed me to, fight for my place. Also giving double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, to be exact, who rule well, who have given us the tools to teach this word. And also honor and salutations and peace and blessings to you other brothers that are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth, who have taken the torch, so to speak, and have taken off with it. So today I want to touch on the topic of these scoffers that are out here in the world today. I was trying to avoid talking about it. I felt like there was enough brothers talking about this topic where I didn't have to speak on it, but this is what the spirit is on right now. And I prayed on it, and I couldn't think of anything else to bring out other than this looming thing that's going on in Israel, where you have these integrisless men. I don't know if that's a word, but in other words, men who lack integrity, men who lack dignity, and that is the very makeup of a scoffer, someone who is in lack of integrity and dignity. And those are the only type of men that would be a scoffer, who would be comfortable waiting for a man to do his work and then coming to knock it down, to wait for a man to do what he has to do and then critique what that man has done, as opposed to saying what he believes and saying what his stance is, stating his position, and what he thinks and what he believes and what his faith is. Only a man that lacks integrity and dignity would do these types of things. And this is the type of man that has been born in the earth today. So there were times in days of old where even when I was a kid, you had men who had integrity. Like, nah, I'm not gonna put that man's business out there in the street, or no, I'm not gonna turn against this man because he says something. I'll give you a perfect example. You had this guy Malcolm X, who, although he was a Muslim, right? Although he was going off as far as what his beliefs were in the Heavenly Father, he still held his integrity. Now, you had this group, the Nation of Islam, who pulled him out of his old ways. He was a nigga in the street, running around, perming his hair, stealing, picking locks, as he says. If you watch the movie or if you read the autobiography, you'll find out all these things about Malcolm X that he did in his past life. But this group of men pulled him from that. This group of men took him away from that kind of life and showed him something new, and kind of dusted him off and taught him a new way, and because of that, he was ultimately loyal to them, and to his own demise, and if you go on YouTube, you can listen to some of his last interviews where these FBI, either FBI or CIA, I can't remember what government group it was, but they were basically trying to get him to give some inside information on the Nation of Islam, but he was like, no, you're not going to get me to talk about those men. You're not going to get me to do it. And that is integrity. I recommend that video. I wish this just came to me just right now. I watched the video hundreds of times, but it's just come to me now. I wish I could remember the name of it. But if you look up Malcolm X last interview, or Malcolm X interview with CIA, or Malcolm X won't tell, or something like that, if you Google something like that or YouTube something like that in the search engine, you'll be able to find the interview. And that man maintained his integrity, man. He maintained his dignity. Even though they were after him, even though they were coming after him, burning down his home, and he knew these things. It wasn't like he wasn't sure if he knew who was attacking him. He knew who it was, but he still maintained his integrity, even though a so-called white man, the Edomites, was trying to take this opportunity where they were so-called in contention to get him to give inside information on the nation. That's it. That, my friends, is integrity, man. Something that the scoffers of the day don't have, man. Now imagine that. Imagine Malcolm X having the same character as these guys, where, oh, y'all are trying to kill me, so I'm gonna do what I got to do against y'all. You know, he would have been a different man. You would have looked at him differently. You know, but because he maintained his integrity, he's the great figure that we know today. You know, and I personally, I don't look at him for his religious beliefs, obviously, because, you know, I believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, but I look at him for the way he stood up against the so-called white man in league with his people or his brothers that were trying to kill him, man. That's integrity. Anybody can learn from that, even though he believed in a different thing. So I say all of that to say these men that are scoffers in today's day and age, these men, they are nothing more than men who lack integrity and dignity, man. They don't have any staying power. Not even even okay, we have some dissension, we have some things that we disagree upon. You should maintain your integrity and say, look, I don't fuck with GMS. I don't fuck with them. I don't like the way they operate. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they do things. But they are speaking against the so-called white man. They are speaking against my enemy, so I'm with them. But no, they've taken things that they've heard, or taken things that they've witnessed from being around us, and now are turning it against us. Now, my thing is this: if he was a man of integrity, and I'm you know what, I'm talking about Yakanan. If you were around the elders and you saw things that you didn't like then, a man of integrity would have said it then. He wouldn't have waited until somebody said something bad about him, or somebody said something that he didn't like or made him feel uncomfortable in a way to then bring out what he witnessed. That you a demon, man. You a demon. So I wanna go to the scripture right here. This is this is shit, man. This